Ahoy VC, welcome to the Personal Oasis. This is the Blind Island, and today we are going to be taking a look at another album and doing a review. Again, this is purely my opinion. If you have a differing one, feel free to leave a comment below and we can discuss it, and I'd love to have an intelligent dialogue about it. Now, on to the review. Today we are going to be taking a look at one of my absolute favorite jazz albums of all time, and one of the very first jazz albums I ever bought. And that is the Max Roach Trio featuring the legendary Hasaan. This album came to be because of Max Roach's good faith with the Atlantic Recording Company and his admiration for Hasaan Ali's playing style. Hasaan Ali was a legendary figure in the Philadelphia area. He influenced musicians such as McCoy Tyner, and even John Coltrane went on to use his whole method of sheets of sound based off of Hassaan's playing style. While the title bears Max Roach's name as the Max Roach Trio featuring the legendary Hasaan, this is Hassaan's showcase. This was supposed to be his coming out party. Every track that's on here was composed by Hasaan. However, after this recording happened, he went to make one more recording with a couple of other musicians and then disappeared off the face of the earth. The recordings were long thought to be lost, however they were recently found and might be getting a reissue shortly. So hopefully we can hear some more music from this very mercurial and enigmatic piano player in the future. The playing on here is passionate and percussive throughout. It has an angular style that is very similar to Thelonious Monk. However, it's very lyrical as well. It just goes off of center a slight bit, but always focused around the melody and the harmonics of the tune. He draws a lot of comparisons to Thelonious Monk while he's playing. However, I think he doesn't leave as much space between the notes as Monk did to breathe. He is constantly percussively attacking the keys. In fact, I find McCoy Tyner's playing to be far more akin to Hassaan's than Monk's. It's a wonderful record. I really love the compositions that are found on here. It's very creative, original, and it's just really a shame that this is the only album that Hasaan was ever featured on. He was a forward-thinking musician, and Max Roach, plays beautifully behind him. Art Davis lays down the bass just fine. He's not doing any acrobatics, but really this is Hassaan's showcase. He is playing like a madman, and it's gorgeous. If I have one small thing to gripe about, it would be the production value on here. But Atlantic, kind of in the mid-60s or early 60s, their recordings weren't always the best, especially if it was for a musician that wasn't very well known at the time. This doesn't have that beautiful Van Gelder warm sound to it. Kind of sounds as though it was recorded in a tin can, which is unfortunate. But the remaster on Spotify does sound a little bit better. The album highlights on here are the first track, 3/4 versus 6/8/4, 4 ways, is so wonderful. It has this just booming sound to it. You get completely caught up within the rhythm. Max Roach is laying it down thick while Hasaan is attacking his keys. Dinka Street is another wonderful tune, very similar to a Thelonious Monk's song, has that angular sound to it, and Almost Like Me is kind of a little bit more of a laid-back track and just allows the players to breathe. I really enjoy all of those tracks, but really the entire album is a gem waiting to be found by a lot of contemporary listeners. My final thoughts on this record is that it's a phenomenal album. All of the tracks are witty, original, and very intriguing to listen to. It's a shame that Hasaan never went on to make another album after this. I think that it came out with a reissue by Light in the Attic in 2018, so you can still find copies of this pretty readily available on Discogs. I picked this one up at a local record store here in Madison. It was only $15. I believe that if you give the time to listen to this, you're going to just see a wonderful pianist who never really got his due. Despite some production issues, it's still a gem waiting to be discovered. So I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. So what do you guys think? Have you heard of this album before featuring Hasaan? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope that you all have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.